You are listening to ZTO-Radio.
The American people understand. The American people understand. The American people understand that Trump is a phony, that Trump is a pathological liar and a racist, and that he lied to the American people during his campaign. Trump is a racist.
Welcome to ZTO-Radio. I am Frank.
I'm Ray McGuff.
And I'm Scotty Too Hottie.
There we go. Well, wanted to dedicate the episode to Beth Chapman and Max Wright, who both passed away, of course.
Correct.
Beth Chapman was Dog the Bounty Hunter's wife. And, everybody's making jokes, but I feel sad for Dog the Bounty Hunter because I imagine he's really sad. Nothing worse than a sad dog, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that was appropriate, Frank. He just lost his wife.
Yeah, did you know a guy that was in Gone with the Wind passed away?
That makes sense.
It's like he was still alive. They were like 104 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's not even true. I just made that up.
Beth Chapman was 55.
Yeah, lung cancer will get you every time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about these people that they get these VHS tapes, these Disney tapes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in like 3 VHS groups on Facebook, which is kind of nerdy, you could say.
No.
But these people will join these groups because they've read some article, and I don't know what article it is. I think it's like a BuzzFeed article or something that says that these Black Diamond Disney VHS tapes, which is the Black Diamond's just on the side of it, it's got the diamond that says Disney Classics or something on it.
What's funny is I thought that you meant that as their slang term.
They call them the Black Diamonds. Listen, there's VHS tapes and then there's Black Diamonds. Yeah. No, they're just these. They're like the Disney tapes that everybody has. So they join these VHS groups and they're like, I don't know how much these are worth, but I've read that they're worth a lot of money. And then everybody just fucking makes fun of them because they're like, nobody wants these. I don't know what article this was that everybody read, but are you a VHS collector? That's the question that always comes up. No, I'm not. I don't. And like, or they'll say, what other VHS tapes do you have? Oh, I don't have any. So you join this group to try to pitch these Disney movies out because you think that they're worth like thousands of dollars. And you can go on eBay and see these tapes are listed on eBay for like $1,999. There's a set I saw for like $6,000.
What are people insane about?
I mean, are they listing them for that much or are they selling
them? They're not selling. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're just putting them up there.
There was an article that came out.
Yeah.
Then a bunch of people started putting them on eBay for outlandish amounts of money. And then everybody else who has these tapes, which is everybody, who doesn't have a bunch of Disney tapes in their house?
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, we used to have a ton.
Yeah. Imagine if you unearthed those and you had no idea and you read an article that said that each one was worth a good.
I'd have a yard sale and set a table out.
Yeah, I had a curiosity just checked on eBay for Zippos because I'm like, oh, old Zippos. And I have old Joe Camel.
Right.
Smoking Joe, nice looking Zippo lighters. Like, oh, this could be worth it's like $20 on eBay.
Yeah, some of my
must have been a lot of people with camo cash back in the day.
Yeah. I was looking up old records one time, like just checking out the stuff I have that people have given me, and I'm like, none of this shit is worth anything. Why wouldn't why wouldn't this Crosby, Stills and Nash album be worth anything, really? And it's because they've re-released it so many times that even the original pressings you can't get shit out of them, Not that I would sell my records anyways, but I was just wondering what the value.
Yeah, you're always curious because you think in the back of your head, if everything goes south and I got to start selling my stuff, maybe I don't know what it's worth. I got a few $100 sitting over here and here. No.
I have these.
It's so surprising now.
I have these limited edition X-Men comics. Right, they're in a plastic thing, never been opened ever. They're sealed. And this book I had once said they were worth $250.
Right.
But I took it into a comic shop and there was like, like $50. I'm like, no, man, it said $250. The guy's like, yeah, that's if somebody wants to pay that.
Right.
And I went, oh, so I just kept them.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a bunch of Elton John records I was looking up. I was like, well, how much are these? Because I don't listen to these. They're like the weird Elton John records. The ones that don't have a single song you've heard on it. And I'm like, okay, well.
But they still sound similar to the other songs?
It's Elton John. You'd think that his whole catalog would be. Nope, not the case. I had like Yellow Brick Road or what is it? Yellow Brick Road, that album. Had a couple of those. And I think I still do. I don't think I gave those away to anybody. But
I'll take a copy.
you're going to have one. I think that's one of those ones that I wouldn't put, like we do the shitty prize giveaway. I wouldn't put that in there.
No.
I'll put the other weird Elton Johns in there. It's like, who the hell's going to listen to this one? You know, like, I can't even think of the names.
There's one from the 80s that he had one hit off of it, but the rest of the songs on it are terrible. Cover's like white, and he's in like a white suit.
Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
one. I think I have it probably. Somebody just gave me almost all of them.
I mean, yeah, I got the Pantera, Far Beyond Driven, the original one.
Yeah.
With the thing going up the lady's behind.
Oh,
Yeah. You know, the auger instead of the head.
Yeah.
That's what. Obviously, they couldn't put that out, so they had to switch it to the auger in the head. But I had to. I don't know if it, I don't know if it's was made back then or it's just a later on thing. It's like Street Survivors, Leonard Skinner. I had a cassette tape with. But I'm like, was there cassette tapes in '78, or was that like a little bit too early?
I think it was a little too early. I think 4-track was all the way up until like 81.
They had the original cover, like the album came out like a month before the plane crash.
Right.
And then they had the one where like Steve Gaines looked like he was on fire, and he was one of the ones that died. So they changed it to the one without fire in it, and basically recalled all of those. So that's one of, if you do have the original Street Survivors with the flames on it, then it's original pressing, then it's probably worth some money. Right. Some hardcore Skinner fans would love that. That's memorabilia.
I get that at Bob Seger, and that's my Friday night.
Boy, Bob Seger's a rough. Do you like Bob Seger?
Oh yeah, Silver Bullet Band.
It's a hard.
You drink Coors.
Good stuff. I
Drink
do.
Coors Light while you do it.
The Silver Bullet.
Yeah, there's a lot of silver.
You drink
in it.
Coors,
my friend-
and you hang velvet.
Oh, okay, that's all
And
right.
you break Sega Genesis.
Those are only
Those
really
are indestructible.
expensive.
They're
Is it
indestructible.
Sega Genesis?
They're good.
Stop
If it's
waving
plural,
your
is that the plural?
stop waving your goddamn arms around.
Get a shelf, man.
We're gonna put this stuff over here.
You gotta
There
sit
you
up
go.
here like a 12-year-old.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't. This is my happy
No, I'm
spot.
afraid that I'm gonna do it too.
We'll knock everything over. Pop, pop. Just fucking go nuts.
That's all right. I think everything's good.
Coming back, get your helmet on, your space boot strap. 3, 2, 1, I might not be coming back. So now, live with no fear. The space kids are here. Soon will be clear. Once you escape from reality, as the world keeps turning, float into outer space, surrounded by angels with dirty faces. The ground is shaking, so lose your place. It's the realm of the space. So as the world keeps turning, float into outer space, surrounded by angels with dirty faces. The ground is shaking, so lose your place. It's the realm of the space kid. You don't know what you're doing to me. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what you're doing to me. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. you hear draws you near. Can you embrace this? My mind's erased with these acid races and mental cases. I've been misplaced amongst the race of thick faces. My friends and family disappearing without a trace, kid. I'm trying to carry the torch, but my beat is racing. These aggravations from life's daily complications. I'm trying to live my own life, got people fucking hating. These situations destroy my life's expectations. I'm concentrating, I got no time to keep waiting. They're instigating and you're guilty by associating. It's frustrating to dig your grave that you lay in. Oh man, I miss my friends. Why can't you see that you don't need to pretend? Cause you don't know me. You don't know what you're doing to me. You don't know, no. You don't know, no. You don't know what you're doing to me. You don't know, no. You don't know, no. You don't know what you're doing to me. You don't know, no. You don't know, no. You don't know what you're doing to me. You don't know, no. You don't know, no.
Bitchy cooking, brush my teeth.
Want you to be as real as me. Can you see in the stars I be? I want you to be as real as me. Can you see in the stars I be? I want you to do like me. I want you to get your dreams. I know people have disbelief, but fuck it, them, they're not me. Riding with a bad bitch in the backseat. She says that she wants me, but I can't be buying you diamond rings, cause I trust no bitch. Learn from past things, have to learn from past mistakes. Keep bad shit from happening. Yeah, I'm just living life in the fast lane. Doing this, bet you're gonna remember my name, cause I'm next up, slowly climbing for the fame. And I'm gonna keep climbing, that's never gonna change. I want you to be as real as me. Can you see in the stars I be? I want you to be as real as me. Can you see in the stars I be? My energy level is Goku. It's off this planet, thought I told you. People can't comprehend my intentions. Maybe it's cause they don't wanna see me winning. But the cash I'm steady spending. Live this shit real life, but the stars shine real bright. Even in the night, cause I am the light. Let's take off and fly to another planet tonight. Yeah, I want you to be as real as me. Can you see in the stars I be? I want you to be as real as me. Can you see in the stars I be?
Anyways,
Thanks for that. That was fun. That was a fun time.
well, I wanted to give you some time to talk about your politics.
Oh man,
he just-
politics.
did you watch the
Did you watch the
debates?
debates? I bet you did.
Yeah, I don't know, a little bit, yeah.
Man, okay. First night, my pick as a winner, and then you can do your pick.
Okay.
So first night, my pick as a winner was probably Julian Castro. The dude fought back against people that were established. He held his own, and then he went back like the front runners and just took them out one at a time. Beto O'Rourke especially. So that was my pick of night 1.
Okay.
Night 2, I thought it was a tie. Camilla Harris and Pete Buttigieg.
How's that?
Buttigieg.
Booty judge.
Pete
Well,
Buttigieg.
you know that, first of all, you know that a president, most of America cannot say his last name, is not going to
Well, they
get
call him,
elected.
his nickname's Mayor Pete. He's the mayor of South Bend, Indiana.
Mayor Pete?
Yeah, Mayor Pete.
He's also gay.
Oh, Pete.
He's also gay. Has a
Yeah,
husband.
well, yeah.
Well, you can't say President Mayor Pete. Or President Pete.
I know, I'm just saying, like, that's what I was just saying. Is like people shortened it Mayor Pete, you know. So it's not that
So he'd
hard.
be President Pete.
Yeah, he'd be President Pete probably. But anyway,
That's almost what
he really held his own, man. He came out swinging. Camilla Harris shoots Joe Biden like right through the heart, makes him look like a frightened tiger.
What'd she say?
She brought up that fact that Joe Biden, since he's old as God, has been around since the civil rights movement kicked into gear. And he worked on some legislation that stopped black kids from getting fair busing to good schools. So,
Wow, that's...
yeah. So, but he's been a civil rights movement guy per pundit his whole time.
Yeah.
So the crazy part about it was he did that so that he could do other stuff later. It was like a gimme to these racist senators,
Right.
so that he could do better stuff later.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, and people were cool with it. This happened in 1970. So
Okay. So it's been a while.
it's been a while. So
Yeah.
people are like, who gives a fuck about that? Well, Camilla Harris was one of the fucking first groups of kids that got affected by it when it came into law.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
That's
she
a
was
good
bust. So
shot.
it was like
Yeah.
a real personal
So she was like,
analogy, and you
Yeah.
could tell she had that one, like that was in her wheelhouse, and you gotta like, of course, Joe Biden's a front runner.
right.
We'll see how the polls look after that, but he always goes down. Like he is what it is. There's nothing. He's not going to come out and say, "Yeah, I'm absolutely for Medicare for all," and this, specific policy. He's always going to be himself.
Yeah.
So that's what I seen happening. I seen it was just I'd be like, somebody is going to take him, like go after him specific. It's not going to be Bernie, because Bernie always says that he's, Joe Biden is a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I like Joe Biden,
Yeah. He's from my
but he
generation.
is also voted for the Iraq War.
That's a very
Kind of compliment him first and then take him down.
Yeah. I love this
The
guy.
top 10th of 1%.
He kissed my first child on the lips. He's fantastic, man. But he hates freedom. You're like, whoa. I mean,
I would have to go first night, Elizabeth Warren.
yeah, I mean, she
And,
was.
she's kind of over the top sometimes,
Yeah.
but I don't really trust anybody else. De Blasio from
Loudmouth.
New York,
Hate him.
he's like, I don't know how
De Blasio.
He's supposed to be progressive, then he goes, becomes a mayor of New York, and
Yeah.
he's just kind of like not unsure about it.
He
And-
literally says he's raising a black child. He's a white guy. And he literally says, I know all about inner city violence because I'm raising a black child.
yeah.
Or he
Like
knew,
his child had
well,
awareness of...
Well, no,
inner city-
because he knew that, no, it was police violence, right?
Okay.
But Cory Booker is on stage, who literally lives in a neighborhood that's one of the toughest in the country.
So he's
I'm
trying
like,
to use his black child as like he knows how
Yeah.
black people are treated.
Yeah.
And
And I was
like he's ever been in his car pulled over
Yeah.
and the cop's like, wait a minute, is that a black kid in your
Yeah.
back seat? Get out, sir. Get
Yeah.
out of the car.
yeah.
All right, so
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just saying. he
no,
was
no,
terrible.
you're fine.
Yeah.
Of course, that's first night. I just wasn't very impressed.
Yeah.
I already know about Kamala Harris. It's not really news that she would go after Joe Biden. So that's not.
And she was good.
People don't impress me, but
Yeah.
she's just been so wishy-washy on Medicare for all. And
Yeah.
it's, stuff like that is just. I know they say litmus test. But there really needs to be a baseline for anybody running. They need
Right.
to just say, and she's backpedaled and said, "Oh well, no, that doesn't mean eliminating private healthcare insurance." And Bernie is, at the point where now he's like, hell yeah. Private insurance is going to go away. Yeah, you guys want to pay for some shit that's not going to cover you for anything? Go for it. We're not making it illegal, but it's just we are going to have everything covered.
Right.
You dumb pieces of shit.
He's basically said your taxes are going to be higher, but you're not going to be paying 1,000% medical.
They don't get that math. That's why you see the establishment. They're like, number one, they're pushing Elizabeth Warren for some reason, even though she's more progressive than most of them.
Yeah.
So they're like getting behind her because it's anybody but Bernie. It's already happening. I mean, they got 20 candidates, and they would choose any one of them over Bernie.
Right.
Because they know he's the only one that's going to stop war.
Right.
He's going to rein in the corruption, and they just don't want any part of it. Everybody else is like, how Obama had all these ideals and all these great things he wanted to do, and then they corralled and got him and was like, nah, you're not going to do that. They tried it with Bernie, and they just realized, oh fuck, this old man's gonna shit. He's literally gonna shake it up, and we won't be able to stop it because we've given the president too much power. That's the idea that he could do so many executive orders. If they try to block him, he's like, okay, well I'm gonna. And every one of his executive orders would be something fucking awesome. Yeah, it wouldn't be like, oh, we're gonna give away a bunch of stuff for free because that's what everybody's. He's socialist. He's gonna give everything away. No, he's not gonna give everything away. It's gonna be like, we're gonna make it so that left-handed people can't piss on dogs anymore, or something like it. Well, I didn't know that was a thing. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? No, it's a whole big thing. I think it's using hyperbole, but I'm saying like anything he would do, you'd be like, yeah, no, of course they shouldn't be allowed to do that, or of course we should have that. Right? It would be common sense shit.
I think there's a lot of fear in the puppet master's office. I think that what's happened is they, after 9/11 especially, they tried to infuse the patriotism, what an American is. This is a hardworking American. This is what an American looks like, and these are the things that American says and represents. And it's become so. Some people are diehard patriots now, and a lot of them are diehard patriots, but they're so goddamn stupid. I mean, sorry if you're stupid. I'm sorry, but that they don't realize that there is humanity also. That you're not just a patriotic American, but you're also a human being that has to take into consideration that we really are.
Are you talking about immigrants? I'm talking about immigrants coming over here and living a happy life.
I'm saying that it's too hard. How is everybody cool? How is everybody cool with what's going on with the border and how serious everybody's taking it? We're all going to be dead before the earth is. We don't own any of this land. Stop it. Yeah. But anyways, get on to your debate.
No. That was really good interjection. Yeah.
Debate.
I was going to have a contest, see who can. See if we can name, 20? If we can name 20
the candidates?
Of the candidates.
Yeah, I can't. I know I can't.
I'm out of it, man.
Yeah. 5 that are going to go away, I hope, right away, because it's just, if you're pulling at 0%, just please, stop taking up stage space. Like, Beto O'Rourke, I think he just kind of, he needs to run for Senate. Next year in Texas again. I think their Senate seat is up. If not, run for the House again. Just be a politician. Right. That's what Beto needs to do. And then there's a few of them. Tim Ryan's from Ohio. Yeah, he needs to. I was calling him just get himself out of
He looks like a living corpse.
Marianne Williamson's got decent policy, whatever. But she said she was like anti-policy for some reason second night. So I think she's definitely one that's on the fringe, get pushed out. I'd like to see Tulsi Gabbard get in because she's cute, veteran.
She's cute.
Okay, that too.
Well, yeah, that's why you said it. If she looked like a fucking pug,
and she's anti-war,
you'd be like, I don't really.
That woman looks like a foot.
But you know how the media has darlings and stuff. Yeah. Like the reason she's not the media darling, she's like a congressperson from Hawaii. She's gorgeous. She wears a lei and has good policy. But the problem is with her, she just is anti-interventionism. She was a veteran and she doesn't want us to do any war. And everybody's like completely giving her
Everybody's
shit.
like, I like war.
Tim Ryan, the guy from Ohio, I think that was first night. Yeah. Was going back and forth with her, and he's talking like, the Taliban, and we blah, 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 blah. And she's like, yeah, the Taliban didn't attack us on 9/11. She had to like correct him because people are so fucking stupid. Even people running for president are so stupid that they still think, if you ask somebody in the street, like, you remember when the Taliban attacked us on 9/11? They'd be like, yeah, fuck Taliban. Like, no, it was Al Qaeda, you dumb shit. Okay, we worked with the Taliban before, and there, he was trying to compare it and talking about it like factually, like this is the way it is, and she just like, no. And that's why I said she's never going to win. She's never going to get any support because she's like, no, let's bring everybody home, not do that anymore. Let's not go to Iran. Let's not invade every other country just for the
Speaking
shits
of
and
Iran,
giggles.
wasn't there just a big hullabaloo about we were shooting drones over to Iran and they shot one out of the sky?
Apparently, we as a nation
Are allowed to shoot bombs at people.
Well, no, we're allowed. They shot a bomb in our.
They shot one of our bombs out of the sky, is what I thought.
It wasn't a bomb.
They shot a drone.
It was a drone.
Right, which it blows up and kills people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's okay. There's different kinds. They spy on people.
Yeah.
But there's predator drones. Like that's a
So
thing.
which one was it? Was it one of
It was
the
a spy. It was a spy
I
satellite.
was gonna say that's what they'll tell you.
Yeah.
So-
but
So these people said, we don't fucking want that in our sky. You can't just do that.
Yeah.
And then America was like, they fucked up now, didn't they? Holy shit. They done fucked up. Even Trump came out and said something like they messed up or something.
He's
But
like,
he pulled back from retaliatory strike, which would have been the most ridiculous thing ever. Is if they shoot down a drone, unmanned drone that's in their airspace. They claim it's international waters, but that is such the pot calling the kettle black. Because remember in the 80s when we shot down a huge passenger jet in Iran,
Right.
and then we said it was in international waters. You remember that little back and forth thing? We're like, oh, and they're like, no, the plane was flying exactly the route it was supposed to. And they were like, no, it was descending rapidly. I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was actually ascending, or whatever the technicalities of it were. Clearly, it was a plane, passenger plane, taking off from an airport, flying up in the sky, and we just like shot that shit down. And Iran didn't start World War III with us.
right.
Well, because
I mean, we
this is the
literally
thing.
shot down a passenger plane.
If this drone was in international waters, how were these Iranian people able to shoot it out of the sky?
Oh yeah, by the way, I
Because-
think the wreckage landed in Iran.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah,
you know,
I'm
figure
just
that
saying-
one out.
I'm
when
saying,
it falls,
I don't-
it doesn't fall in the ocean. It falls in Iran.
Right.
I think that's
how.
pretty.
I don't know how. I don't know how advanced their warfare technology is in Iran, but I'm assuming that it's not that great.
No,
and
it is.
and then it would be very hard for them to shoot a drone out of the sky from a really far.
They
away.
could.
Oh, they could?
Yeah.
That-
They just
I'm
couldn't-
underestimating
No,
that.
they are way more advanced.
Well, we
than
armed them,
Iraq
right?
was.
I mean, that's what.
No, not really. It's been weird ever since we overthrew Iran back in the 50s because it was a democratically elected state.
Right.
And we decided to install a Shah because they were going to nationalize the oil. And it's the same thing we're doing in Venezuela, everything else. Every time somebody wants to
all about
keep
oil.
the oil, nationalize the oil, we decide, hey, you're a brutal dictator. Even though Saudi Arabia crucifies people, we have no problem with that. But when it comes to Iran, we installed the Shah, who's, got the... I guess their form of Muslim is different than Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's why Saudi and them have a problem. They have a problem with Israel, too.
I think it's just-
like,
yeah.
They're kind of, I guess, I don't know if they're on the Palestinian side, but they're like Iran's against them, or they're against them, and then everywhere around Iran is either occupied or by like us or a ally. Right. So like we're surrounding them, and it just seems like, what do you guys just want to put a pipeline through? Obviously, they have oil, and that's really the only thing we care about.
We have solar panels that can power houses and entire towns.
Yeah.
Could you put that on a car and
They've tried it. They've tried it.
And they have,
I mean,
because it
they're-
seems like this oil
technology
thing
will
that
be
we
getting
just
better.
can't let go of that. Well, we gotta have that oil though. Like if we didn't need gasoline for cars, would oil be worth shit?
Well, yeah, because they make plastic
Oh, that's
bottles.
true. But they're trying to get rid of that too, you
Right.
know? So it seems like we literally are living in the Captain Planet universe where everything's being controlled by.
We need a Captain Planet.
Yeah, we do. He's our hero. you know what he's gonna do.
It's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. It's Highlyfe, finish, bitch, it's Highlyfe. It's Highlyfe, finish, bitch, it's Highlyfe. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. I'm higher than ever, my niggas never say never. So I know I'm gon' make it, my brothers told me be clever. Yeah, I know I be getting it, that's why I stay on a mission. Bitch niggas say they ain't with it. Well, stay out the picture, I'm high as hell, take a pill. Like bubble guts, I'm the shit. I can't stand being broke, you know what, we're Uncle Poe. These niggas patiently waiting for while I'm patiently taking it. Gotta get to the money, this shit I'm saying it make believe. I'm on track where I need to be, fuck ass niggas be hating me. Till I hit them with that chopper, have them 6 feet up under me. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, okay, it's Highlyfe Forever. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, I know there ain't nothing better. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, okay, it's Highlyfe Forever. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, I know there ain't nothing better. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, okay, it's Highlyfe Forever. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, I know there ain't nothing better. It's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. It's Highlyfe, finish, bitch, it's Highlyfe. It's Highlyfe, finish, bitch, it's Highlyfe. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. Highlyfe to the death of me, like no change in the recipe. I stay loyal to my label in the street team, the BTB Jewel gang, them my niggas. Fight down, they gorillas, taking over this game. Nobody telling us different. My motivation, the realest. I hope my haters stay haters. For them, I wouldn't be nothing. Because of them, I'ma make it. And when I'm finally at the top, I ask some niggas to stop me. Cause I'm all about my cash, like I've been playing Monopoly. I've been talking to the lab, but I've been hearing the muffled beat. Guess the record's trying to get me, but it's talking too quietly. Highlyfe is forever, it even is in the future. See, ain't no doubt on me, nigga, cause I'm gon' make it all come to be. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, okay, it's Highlyfe Forever. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, I know there ain't nothing better. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, okay, it's Highlyfe Forever. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, I know there ain't nothing better. It's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never. It's Highlyfe, finish, bitch, it's Highlyfe. It's Highlyfe, finish, bitch, it's Highlyfe. Yeah, it's Highlyfe Forever, so yeah, I'm higher than never. Okay, it's Highlyfe Forever, forever, never say never.
Had a day in the sun. 15 minutes of fame, better take it and run. When you look up at the clock, it's 11:59, and you hear your name calling, it's about that time. We're going hard now with the thoughts in my mind. Circulate around, see what words I can find. Piecing it together, trying to paint a perfect picture. One hand getting real, plus I'm headed for some liquor. Life's just passing by, I ain't gonna lie. Spread my wings to fly through a broken sky. Came a long way to one-way road. Kick back, just relax, hit the cruise control. Never flying through the fog, any moment is death. But my nerves still calm like the beat of my chest. We can't stop now, I don't wanna stay here. So I'm thinking about the future while I'm looking out the rear. Still riding every day, blowing trouble. Came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow, my wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living. Still riding every day, blowing trouble. Came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow, my wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living.
2 DUIs, a couple felonies, 2 misdemeanors. Caught up in this rap shit, success out my only dream. Like really, but sincerely, it's a blessing just to be alive. Okay, I make mistakes, I ain't perfect, let's just say I try. Even if today, Father forgive me, let's just say I die. Don't get it twisted with your devil bitches, now the suicide. Exercise my stress and feel the pressure, now I'm breaking down. The statement with the hating information, know I break it down. They have the business like come at you fast when you least expect it. On some point in time, we gotta turn down that innocence. That's why I'm in the booth, know the truth, this the paradise. Didn't get my thoughts on, speaking how I really feel. When sipping on vodka, roll up this blunt, ladies first down. Low key going holler at us, showing how we mash out. Thorobreed in the band told me hands down.
Every day, blow and drove. Came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow. My wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living. Still riding every day. Blow and drove. Came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow. My wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living. I've seen friends turn to enemies, and enemies to friends. Broke bread with the truest, got high in the biz. Plus I was influenced by the music and the ends and the marijuana smoke we was blowing in the wind. Head held high every day that passed by. While here then you're gone in the blink of an eye. So just sit back, relax, and at times be glad. But through the pain, think about the good times you've had. And life's just passing by. I ain't gonna lie, I sit around and I wonder why. Where we all gon' go while we have to die. Inhale the weed smoke and let it get me high. Cause life's too short and I don't wanna live forever. So I'm living for the moment, we all in this together. Tomorrow's not promised today, don't let it take me away. We gonna mash out and all I can say is still riding every day. Blow and drove, came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow, my wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living. Still riding every day, blow and drove, came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow, my wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living. Still riding every day, blow and drove, came a long way, but I got so far to go. I'm on a hustling flow, my wheels keep spinning. I don't know where I'm going with this life that I'm living.
Well, on to something lighthearted. 4th of July's coming up.
4th of July. I'm a Yankee Doodle sweetheart.
I'm probably going to go to the Bell Center Bash thing where the free wrestling events happen.
Yeah.
But, man, they're going to blow up a lot of stuff at the end of the night, and I don't know how I feel about that. Probably going to leave. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Probably Bell Center's the one where you get really close, right?
They're really. It looks really dangerous.
Yeah. Like if something fell over,
yeah,
a lot of people are going down.
Your skin would burn and melt.
Yeah, so hopefully you don't read about that shit happening to me. But happy 4th of July. This is time appropriate for this, I guess. It'll be a little early when we release this, but
God, America's birthday, man. I get a boner every year about it.
But technically, it's not really America's birthday because, there's really nothing really the Declaration of Independence thing in 1776.
I just think,
they just picked that date.
Did either of you guys get the ads for the fireworks in your mail yet? Because
no.
Aren't they still illegal in Ohio?
I don't know. It's been a few years since I went, but last time I went, they asked you where you're going to sell them off at.
And if you say Ohio, at home, at my Ohio home.
It's a formality. It's really a formality.
That's what I would say. We're gonna
I'm gonna blow these up in Kentucky.
In Kentucky.
That's what we used to do. I remember doing that all the time.
I'm gonna blow these up in Indiana. Indianapolis, Indiana. Kalamazoo,
Michigan. Going to Carl's Jr.
How often do cops pull into somebody's house that's shooting off fireworks? White people's houses.
Whoa,
that are shooting off fireworks.
You know what? That's true.
Not
Because
very
I've been
often.
a lot of places where people were shooting fireworks off in their backyard, and no one ever showed up.
Yeah.
Probably because too many people are doing it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all about the numbers. You got to have everybody doing it. It's like illegally downloading stuff, on the internet. Like, if everybody does it, are they really going to arrest everybody?
I don't do that. I don't think it's really.
Speaking of
I
that,
don't either, of course.
do you remember when Metallica collected all those names off of what was it?
It was off an Napster. Yeah,
and they took them to they took them right to the office. Here you go. Here's all the names.
Yeah.
These are the people that took our money. And meanwhile, they had like platinum records on the wall.
Right.
I mean,
Lars's daughter is only going to the University of Louisiana.
I remember
That's a South Park episode.
Yeah, right. The old toilets.
Britney Spears has to downgrade to a Gulfstream 2
Yeah.
instead of a Gulfstream 3.
Yeah.
and in that Metallica documentary, do you remember that? Did you see that?
Yeah,
Like some
Monster.
kind of monster. Or whatever?
Yeah.
When Lars is like got all those big ass paintings, he's like, yeah, so I'm selling a few pieces of my art, and I'm like, he's got all of these fucking art paintings. I'm like, You went to Napster with these names. You fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Still put out some good albums though.
I get their beef, but
I stole their
They were
music.
right.
I stole it. I don't care.
But,
Fuck them.
but
They owe me.
But
They
the
owe
problem
me.
is,
Yeah.
I bought Load and Reload.
when you
They
get,
owe me money.
Yeah, when you
Saint
get
Anger
that popular,
with the DVD.
where everybody wants to watch you, or listen to you. When you get that popular, where a lot of people are stealing music, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
doing okay.
because at that point they had already had platinum records. It was like $100 for any ticket at their show, and that was back whenever ticket prices were reasonable.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Well,
I can't even imagine how much it costs.
Imagine if we had put Concrete Shoes music up back in the day,
Yeah.
and like 50 million people downloaded it illegally. We'd be like,
Yeah, well, we would have
dude,
had.
50 million people listen to our music. That's fucking awesome. That's the first thought you had.
Yeah, we would have been stoked.
Otherwise, if they would have had to pay for it, they never would have bought it.
Right.
That's the idea. When you're low level, that's the way it works. When you're high level, you get paid to do other
But I
things
bought
besides sell music.
I bought all of their albums.
Mosquito flying around your head, man. It's gonna get you.
I don't care.
I was like, where did that come from? We're downstairs.
They get in, man. They'll get in. Anyways, Metallica owes me money. I bought Load and Reload, and like you said, you got Saint Anger, and I bought Garage Days. So,
I bought the Black album used. So I don't know. Does that still count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't get. They've already got their money from that.
I'm pretty sure I bought Reload from Finders too. Or what was the S&M?
S&M.
With the orchestra.
With the orchestra.
Hey, No Leaf Clover's still.
That's
a good song.
That's not a bad.
That's a good song.
That's not a bad. Anytime a metal band plays with an orchestra,
Soothing lady, think of your tunnel line.
Have you heard that? Have you heard that band called Metallica that does Beatles song mashup kind of things with Metallica? The singer sounds like Metallica, but they'll do Beatles songs and like Metallica them up. It's really not. It's a novelty. It's not good. You don't want to own it.
Are you gonna take me home tonight? Oh, down beside that red firelight. Are you gonna let it all hang out? Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round. Hey! I was just a skinny lad, never knew no good from bad, but I knew life before I left my nursery.
One early summer evening below the yellow clouds, they built another pointless mall. In the marching sea of orange, a working man stands tall. Another case of Twinkie sweet withdrawal. And if I ever snap, put me into a room where no one else can go, with padding up and down the walls. Give me daily recreation, once a week phone calls, but never take me near that mall. For those of you keeping track, shit's gonna bang today. Gonna bang today. In one another way. One another way. Shit's gonna bang today. Gonna bang today. No matter what you say, shit's gonna bang today. Summer evening below the yellow clouds, they built another pointless mall. In the marching sea of orange, a working man stands tall. Another case of Twinkie sweet withdrawal. And if I ever snap, put me into a room where no one else can go, with padding up and down the walls. Give me daily recreation, once a week phone calls, but never take me near that mall. For those of you keeping track, shit's gonna bang today. Gonna bang today. In one another way. One another way. Shit's gonna bang today. Gonna bang today. No matter what you say, shit's gonna bang today.
Did you see that thing about Conceal Carry?
Yeah. That's another thing I can't believe is
Did
happening.
you see that, Scott?
In Ohio?
Yeah.
What?
Like,
What's going on
Conceal
now?
and carry. You can conceal and carry a gun. No, you don't need a license. You don't need to be trained.
No training.
You're just cool to go.
Blah.
And some people are like,
Again, you're cool to go if you're white. We all know how this works.
And somebody had
Well,
said,
listen, you can't like the guys that walk around with AK-47s. We already know you could do the experiment anywhere in this country.
Yeah.
Where the black dude.
there was black
walking,
dudes walking around in Dayton during that KKK rally with AK-47s. It
Good.
looked badass.
But was
I was like, look at these dudes.
Was there a police presence there
Oh, yeah.
already?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're aware of the situation. But you just do that randomly, like somebody just walking into the store, they got something strapped around their.
Yeah.
Why are people so scared?
Well, I had said
what are you
something.
afraid of?
I said something about this seems like a bad idea or something, and somebody in the comment section on Facebook had said, but anything could be a weapon. Somebody can have a knife on them. You'd never know. I'm like, yeah, but a knife. If I have a knife on me, I might be able to get you once.
Right.
If I get you in the neck, you might be gone. But he might come over here and attack me if I stab you with a knife. Like
Right.
you're not going to be able to be across the room and you go bam and you're just dead.
Right.
And I'm like, I want. I mean, if a guy pulls out a knife, I mean, we can deal with it.
Got it.
Right.
If a guy pulls out a gun, he could kill 3 or 4 people before anybody could stop him.
I want a chance to live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were going to stab me, I'm going to try to save
You got a chance. I got into a God, I think it was like a YouTube comment section argument with somebody about that. And I just like, I just basically said in so many words, arguing that, you know, we don't have a propensity for gun violence or whatever, that like arguing that that's not a reality is wrong. And then of course they brought up like, well, no, there's stabbing sprees in China all the time. How many people?
That's a lot of work.
How many? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Japan actually.
Japan.
Yeah, it was like that's what the story was. I guess I was commenting on the story, but I think it was a stabbing attack in Japan where 2 people died. And I think I made the classic cliche argument. I was like, Japan, 2 people killed in a stabbing spree. America, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Like.
If somebody comes in a group of people with a knife, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to die.
It's deadly.
I mean, like, the guy with the knife has just as much a chance of dying as the guy he's attacking. Because all it takes is you to turn that knife around, be stronger than him, and stab it into him. I've seen a million movies. Absolutely. But if you have a gun, that's a whole different situation. And how many people do you know that think they're fucking heroes anyways?
Plus once it's all over with, you know, if your plan is to just go down swinging, do you really want to be the guy that gets stomped and stabbed and beaten to death? Or like, do you just get done shooting a bunch of people how they do, and then you can just shoot yourself in the head?
Right.
Because that's a true cowardice way, because you can go through the whole process. You're like, yeah, if they close in on me, I'll just pop one in the brains and no big deal. No, when you got a knife, like you said, you have to like.
And if you decide you kill yourself with that knife, you really have
somebody
to.
Somebody could.
You go fucking Charles Rocket.
What you can do? Cut your wrist, and everybody comes over and they're like, "Yeah, you stabbed all these people." And like, but I'm dying. It'll happen. Just give it a few minutes. I'm just
like, sorry, I'm out.
I hate the conflation. They also, bring up trucks, of course. Well, fucking trucks kill people. I like banning trucks. I'm like, no. But guess what you got to do when you buy a truck? When you drive a truck on the road, you got to register that shit. Yeah. And guess what? Out of the assault weapons, the actual machine guns, fully automatic machine guns for like certain places in this country, if you get registered, you can have grenades and high end stuff. But of the ones that are actually registered, there's no crimes are committed with this shit.
Right.
Because the people that own them, you can't just like hawk it at a coon chase or whatever the hell it is. You gotta you gotta be registered and licensed. Well, that's the same way with a car. You're handling a deadly thing.
It's funny how some people do
little registered for it.
Some people do actually think that we should just be Wild West, like modern New Age Wild West, where everybody's got a gun.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having a situation where you're going to an event and literally everybody that is at this event is checking a gun at the door? Yeah, that's my gun. It's number 30. Just put 37's my number. All right.
Or what if they don't even check them? They're just right down their hip,
Yeah, because the places that you're not allowed to take them, like they're shrinking that. That's what the NRA, the Conceal Carries, they want you to be able to go in more places armed like that. So it's.
I mean, that's insane.
It's kind of.
I'm not going to be. I don't want to be the guy that's like fighting off the other dude that's shooting people, and I'm going to go up and hey, you, pop, pop, pop. When the cop comes around the corner, guess what they see? They see me holding a gun, pointing at people, and they're going to shoot me.
Think about how many more times people are going to get accidentally shot by cops who are already nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Whenever these guys don't know who could have a gun, because I think right now, if you have a concealed weapon and you have a concealed carry license, you have to say it to the cop right there. Or at least my father-in-law does. He's like, listen, I got a gun. He doesn't say like, I got a gun, but he says, I've got a gun.
Listen, I've got a gun. You hear me?
Yeah, but the problem, like I said, that's fine for white people, but that's what we don't understand is from the black person's perspective. Philando Castile told the cop that pulled him over, I have a concealed carry, or I have a weapon, and what happened? He moved his hand an inch and got fucking shot a bunch of times.
It's a horrible idea. It's going to end badly, and those guys are going to have blood on their hands.
Yeah. Somebody is, but they're going to. What their solution to the problem is going to be? Sell more guns.
That's really how
want you to be more afraid, so that people can buy more guns to defend themselves against the crazy people who are all carrying guns.
It's like you remember? Have you seen that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Where Dee has a cat in her wall,
Yeah.
And then Charlie comes in, he's like, you gotta get more cats. And he puts a bunch more cats in the wall.
That's how you get
That's
them out.
exactly how they're trying to solve this gun problem. Well, if everybody has guns, then some guy comes in with a gun.
I
Everybody points their
down the
guns
road, like reasonable people like us are just gonna be like, yeah, well, I guess I gotta get a concealed
I'm
carry.
going to.
Just, you know,
I'm not ever gonna.
just to like,
I'm a victim. Fine, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm safe. I'm safe in knowing that I'm not going to accidentally forget to turn the safety off.
you just need to
sit
be able
down
to
and
raise your
shoot myself in the
hands,
leg.
raise your hands and point. That's what you need to do.
I commented.
I got it.
I commented on the article on Facebook that
I didn't do
the
it.
minute it happens, that it goes into effect,
Yeah.
I'm going to go buy a gun, and I'm going to carry it under a brown leather jacket in the back of my pants. Just like all of my heroes in the 80s.
I hate carrying around the shit I already have to carry around, like my keys and my wallet.
I got my gun. I got my gun, my keys, my phone. Fuck, where's my gun? Oh,
Shit.
it's where's my phone?
I left it on the table when I was making a sandwich.
I kind of like those little belt ones though. The ones that go like inside your pants,
clip on your
and they
pants.
clip on the belt,
Yeah.
and you just pull it up and
That way it's like in your
Yeah, you
pants.
just gotta, like, and it sits. It would be sitting like right here, so it goes down, so it's not like digging into your hip.
And they're heavy too. Imagine
Oh,
having
yeah.
a heavy ass gun.
And you can say, this is an extension of my cock.
I'm gonna have like a little baby one with a pink handle on it.
Just, I'm not
A
even
unicorn.
gonna. It seems like it's like those guys that always have a knife.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they only really live in the moments where that is useful. Usually Christmas time, because there's not a lot of situations where you actually need a knife.
Oh God, yeah.
Think about how many times you need a knife. How many times do you need a gun? Very rarely.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine the attitude you would have to be like, oh yeah, I got all this shit in my pocket. There's my gun. Sorry, I'm expecting some shit to blow up at any moment. You never can be too safe. Because ultimately, the incidents that happen are random and rare. And
Why did people in the 1800s need guns? Because they were going out into the middle of nowhere where you had to defend yourself against a fucking bear and animal.
we
The
also,
Wild West was wild.
And you're right. That there was a lot of self-protection against fucking nature first of all. But like the murder rate in Tombstone was lower than what it is in modern day Chicago, and I think we romanticize stuff like that. That's why the OK Corral was such a big deal. 3 people died.
Yeah.
Like 3 people died. You know how many times that happens nowadays in
it
America?
just happened in
where
Lima
3
not
people
so long
die?
ago.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Every single day there's a shooting of I wouldn't say, like if you split it up between the year, there's more than 365. One doesn't happen every
By the
day.
time this podcast is over, 3 people will have died.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
But that
Might
was
be
like
us.
the biggest
Yeah.
story,
Wouldn't that be? I'll tell you what.
Made whiter.
Listen,
career.
if somebody shoots us up right here, right now, please put this on the internet.
Coming for your guns.
Oh,
that
no,
would
I'm
be the
sure-
most
I'm sure
ironic
they-
thing is if we're sitting
yeah.
here talking about that and then we
I
just
can't
get-
wait. I can't wait to get 2 years of that. No matter who the Democrats pick, it's going to be. I'm going to have to listen to a whole election cycle of whoever it is.
Yeah.
We're going to take your guns. We're going to take your guns. Yeah, just like Obama. His secret plan to be president for 8 years and then stop being president, let Donald Trump overturn everything he does. Then Obama's going to come back and take your guns. That was his plan all along, man. FEMA camps. He had the FEMA camps, and
I always like to think that his idea was like when those people were making it up in their head. How would he get our guns? Well, he's got a coalition of black guys who are dressed like my everyday coworkers, and the minute he's president and sworn in, they're gonna go. I'm not Carl. I'm here for your gun. I was sent by the black president. I mean, that's how I imagine. That's how they puzzle it out in their head.
Day in, day out, worked up, worn out. It's a shame nowadays what we gotta do for pay, but it's a game that we play. Won't ever go away. I feel your pain, I'm the same, but it's driving us insane.
Awoken from my slumber by a noise I know too well, the dying cry of another night like a banshee out of hell. I pry open my eyelids like rusted shuttered doors. It's a beautiful day, but the only thing I think of anymore is that I hate my job. I hate my job. It's a struggle to get out of bed, cause I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. The customer is always wrong and I hate my job. Go! Well, 9 to 5 and 5 to 9, yeah, I've seen it all. I've worked weekdays, weekends, birthdays, and holidays on call. Well, I had no intention of ever growing old. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday saved my soul. But I'm growing older, and I'm going nowhere. But I work to live, and I live to work, and I really hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. It's a struggle to get out of bed, cause I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. The customer is always wrong, and I hate my job. Well, I sit and stare all day at a blank computer screen, hoping it reveals the purpose and what it means to me. But through the flood of emails, meetings, and reports, there's no purpose, just a paycheck from my time that they extort. But I'm growing older, and I'm going nowhere. But I work to live, and I live to work, and I really hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. It's a struggle to get out of bed, cause I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. The customer is always wrong, and I hate my job. Well, when I was a young boy, I had dreams as big as stars, like digging up the dinosaurs and playing my guitar. Well, time snuck in and stole all of my innocence away. Now I wish I was getting younger instead of older every day. But I'm growing older, and I'm going nowhere. But I work to live, and I live to work, and I really hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. It's a struggle to get out of bed, cause I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. The customer is always wrong, and I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. It's a struggle to get out of bed, cause I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. The customer is always wrong, and I hate my job. And it makes me wanna kill myself, and I hate my job. One more time with feeling. I hate my job.
Well, I mean, people really will go with anything, man. Not too long ago, there was that whole thing about a mix-up between the Christian people that wanted Amazon to stop that show. What's that show?
Oh, Good Omens, yeah. Which, by the way, is saying nothing bad about Christianity. I watched it.
I just read the synopsis of what it was, and I'm like, what does? They don't even know what this is.
It's an uplifting story, actually, about how we need to work together to save the planet, kind of, you know. But it's not disparaging to religion at all.
Yeah. But did you hear this story?
No.
There was a Christian group that wanted this Good Omens show to be taken down off the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Amazon Prime show.
Yeah.
They petitioned Netflix.
Yeah, that's all.
So then an article came out that said, it was a funny joke article. It said Netflix agrees to cancel
Netflix or take down.
How did they word it? Was it Netflix agrees to take down?
Cancel. No, they use
Strange. What was it?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. That was referenced to our podcast.
Yeah, Strange Findings.
Stranger Things. If Amazon takes down, or no? Did they say that? Did Netflix say it was going to take down Good Omens?
Yeah.
Amazon.
Netflix originally said, we'll take down Good Omens. You've won us over. Uh-huh. And then Amazon came out and said, if they take that down, we're taking down Stranger Things. And then there's all these comments, like people going, hey, isn't Stranger Things on Netflix? On their site and stuff, you know, like...
Obviously, just whoosh.
Yeah, just kind of going right over
so
there.
many people that didn't understand it. So from the first group who's completely confused at this what this show is and everything, hit that. You have the first group who's completely confused by this whole thing and is petitioning the wrong online service, and then you have a whole other group that don't understand what is going on at all.
Right.
It is amazing.
Angels and demons, friends, not in my world. Turn that shit off.
There has
snowflakes.
Just in the past few years, there's been shows that seem more like they'd be more like whoa, like that. What was that? The devil show, Lucifer.
And it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Why weren't they all over that? Or
the one with Ted Danson.
The Good Place.
That's a great show.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
There's one called it's Hell.
By Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
But that one really lays down some crazy shit.
That's some stuff that I'm surprised nobody's written a letter or two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But, just get yourselves together, internets.
Yeah.
You know? It's not hard to do some research.
There's going to be so many movements now. And obviously the ones that like that are pretty small segment of people, so you can find one for anything, of course, and that's where people politically, whatever, they'll find the opposite side, and then they'll pretend like everybody's like that. Like, oh well, everybody's the Christian, everybody's trying to get this stuff. No, it's like what Bill Burr said. It's like 3 people, and nobody cares. Like, you could do a lot and make it seem like there's outrage on the internet, and that's my first question always is like, well who?
Yeah,
who's out? All the outrage of this person wearing the cultural appropriation phase. Where I'm sure they're still doing it, but anytime somebody wears a cowboy hat,
I think I told
sombrero that somebody flips out about it.
Like memes and gifs and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing going on where if you are a white person, you are not supposed to post a gif or a meme that features a black person or a perspective of a black person, because that's just as bad as blackface. If you put up like a my mama, whatever, like one of them sassy black ladies in a little gif. They say that's you can't do that anymore. It's racist.
Oh.
But I live in a culture that is a blend.
Yeah.
And I'll make fun of white people just as much as I make fun of black people.
Yeah.
It's not racist when everybody's in the fucking game. We're all in the same game. And I'm not saying anything good or bad. I'm saying that like if I put that gif of the sassy black lady, it's because that reminds me of some shit a sassy black lady would say. And that's just truth.
They should be how long do we have to tip the scales in the other direction before everybody can actually be equal? Right? That's my thing. Is like us, we're not like sexist pigs, and we yet there's still people out there. There's still horrible people out there and guess what? There's terrible women out there that do terrible things. Like people in every essence exist. There's people doing terrible things. So when are we gonna say, okay, well we gotta let these people do this? Because the racist people, when they bring up like, well, why don't they have white entertainment television? And then somebody, well, yeah, we've had that forever, but and that's what people say. That's the natural response. But really, their argument is kind of logical.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, there's white, and why can't there be white internet? When are the scales? When are the scales going to go back down to where you can even say white people, have a thing? This is the white people thing. Because you're talking about cultural appropriation for every other race. What's theirs? Every time that somebody does that with their hair and wears glasses, is that going to be you're cultural appropriating white people? Every time a black person puts on a certain sweater or something that normally white people wear.
Cosby sweater.
Well, I guess, because Cosby is really the black thing I've ever seen wear.
But think about BET itself. Do you honestly think that there's a black person in the world that is like, BET's for me, up to down, front to bottom? I love all this shit. I love the fucking rap show. I love the other this talk show's great. And this is
no black person I know is Yeah, like that. About anything.
People have different interests. It's kind of weird that the channel does it still exist? That's still a channel?
Yeah, it's still.
I understand that there was probably a point in time where they're like, well, give us a goddamn channel to put our own shit on. But I think that by this time in history, it's been corrupted by money and everything else, like anything else has. So, I mean,
yeah, but I guess I'm saying in the same lines of the people that were outraged when they wanted to have a straight pride festival.
Right.
Like most of us guys, we don't care. We're not like, I'm sure if we were gay, we'd probably be just.
You know what? Here.
I don't think we'd be.
You know what's gay?
Doing a parade
straight pride festival is probably the gayest thing I've ever.
What are you talking about, bro?
But to be outraged at it or be like, well, that's homophobic or something like that, you're like, no, everybody's equal now. I know that's the reason they're doing it. That's the bad part is there's always people like picking those things.
Maybe the straight guys just wanted reason to dance, man.
Take their shirts off.
Just dance. Sometimes you don't just get to dance.
I'll tell you what.
What kind of flags do they have? Is it like,
it's just a
all
white
like
flag.
Shades of brown.
It actually, I saw it. It's
tan.
It's got the male and the female symbol up where the stars would be.
Yeah.
And the stripes are black and white. Because they're like, there's basically, this is it. This is the only thing there is. It's these two things, a man and a woman. Boom. That's it. There's no other, there's no in between. There's no spectrum of sexuality. It's just these two things. And this is, we won't accept it. That is so much fucking gay fear. Like being like, if there was a dude that wanted to fuck me, I don't know.
It's surprising the amount of like older white men that I see that are afraid of
Marys.
the what do they call it, the white genocide or whatever. Like they really think that this stuff happened. Obviously, watch too much Fox News or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever worry about that?
No.
Worry about
like
what?
your white genocide, like
that people are going to come.
Yeah,
kill
like
us?
being a straight
I think
white
we deserve
male.
it.
Is
I'm
like,
surprised.
I swear to God, I had this guy at the bar that was like acting oppressed. I thought he was like he was in a prison camp or something. If the way he was talking about it, but he was like truly oppressed. He like believed in his head that I'm being oppressed by being a straight. They're just a straight white man just can't make it anymore. Like that kind of thing. Like really, like dude. And I tried to, I didn't want to get too deep into it because I knew what directions I was.
You're like, okay.
I was like, I think I'm doing pretty good. I think we've done all right. I don't see that tide's not turning anytime soon. You're going to be fine.
He was like a customer at your restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
I just picture you with like a big gay hat that says, I love gay people. I'm not gay, but I love gay people. And then like a shirt that has like the black fist on it. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. Underneath it, you got I love white guys too.
Yeah, but you see that's where, that's how they get scared, is they see it too much in their face. They see the scales tipping in the other direction where, you're not allowed
so
to. So
that other race has to tiptoe around them because they're sensitive?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Dude,
no, I don't think so. But they got to acknowledge that, like, please go ahead and do your straight pride thing. And it's okay to be white.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. That's
what really pisses them off is that no one cares.
Yeah.
I saw, I work at the liquor store and there's a lot of old dudes in there all the time. A transsexual male to female woman came in and she was very tall, taller than me. So she stood out a little bit. And the looks on these dudes' faces were hilarious because, well, I'm gonna be honest, she wasn't pulling it off the best. I've seen some way better executions of this look, but
maybe a little RuPaul Drag Race, get caught up,
get caught up on the makeup techniques or something. But these guys were just like make the cringy faces and stuff, and I was just laughing and shaking my head. I'm like, you can't fucking handle this shit. This is nothing. Yeah. I've been to concerts where crazier people were there, like just dressed like a dude, but they were crazy, Yeah.
I saw a guy jam a nail through his nostril.
Yeah.
At one of those things, just in the crowd. Pulled it out. Look, that's what I do. I'm like, Jesus, man.
Was that at an Ozfest?
Yeah, Ozfest.
Yeah, that was the sideshow guy. He was just walking. He did shows on the side stage too, but he also would just walk around and just do weird shit, shove shit in his nose and whatever. Yeah, I just think that it's funny to see old people react to gay people, no matter if they're transgender or whatever. I think it's hilarious, and I feel sorry for any gay or trans people.
Yeah.
When I'm laughing, it's not that I'm laughing at the gay people or whatever. I'm laughing at the old dudes that are like really having a butt up their ass.
And tell me if this is just me, but I'm uncomfortable by anybody making out in public.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
I don't
Yeah,
like
like
it.
if you're sitting at a bar and then down the bar, there's two people making out. It doesn't matter what they are,
Right.
unless they're really hot chicks, two hot chicks. But that's
That's a
natural
preference.
male
It's a
thing.
preference.
You would be like, I'm sorry.
I usually walk right up and say, "Can I
get
get in on that?"
But like I don't want to see a couple making out or two dudes or anybody.
Yeah.
So of course, if you're turned off by seeing two dudes make out, you automatically look like you're like a homophobe. No, like
I just don't like anybody making
I
out.
just don't like people making out unless it's in the act of sex, and I'm not really. Feeling
I'm
that
cool
right
with
now.
like you can give a little, like anybody, but you can give somebody you can give your lover a little kid, little. You don't have to linger on it.
But I've had him at the restaurant at the point where like you got to decide whether or not to say something to him.
Yeah.
You're grown people and you're
Right.
like over 50 years old. I shouldn't have to come tell you, hey, there's families in here, and you guys are really slobbering. I'm pretty sure your hands up your skirt. Like, can you just not do that anymore?
I saw a guy had his hand up a woman's skirt at Bob Evans the last time I was there. We were speaking about Bob Evans on the way here. I got Bob Evans in the mind. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
They'll all grab you at the Evans, man.
One of the worst things.
Well, I was sitting there with my family. I got my kids and everything. And I look over and I see this guy's just kneading this woman's thigh, like really getting in there. And he's got kids with him too. And I'm like, what kind of? Clearly, those aren't his kids.
I was going to say, stepdad.
Yeah, this is either stepdad or boyfriend coming in. And just really not.
He's just like, I'm going to tear that up after this fucking Eggs Benedict.
I got to pretend that I like your kids for another 20 minutes.
Yeah. We'll drop them off at your mom's and it's all gravy.
Feel free to come up and sing if you know it.
When you're lost and alone, don't worry, 'cause you're already home. And I know it's a long, long road, but I'm ready to go. I found beauty in the bounce in between all the highs and lows. So as long as I can sing my song, then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. So whatever gonna come my
Well, I don't have too much. I wanted to tell people to calm the fuck down on the Child's Play remake, because I haven't seen it. I don't care. But stop acting like these remakes and these reboots are ruining movies that you love, because that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. Sorry.
True that.
They've made a lot of bad sequels and different franchises and stuff, and it doesn't ruin the stuff that you already like.
Can I add on that?
Yeah.
I like a remake, or they called it a reboot, but it actually, to me, feels like a sequel. The Thing.
I haven't seen that one.
People get mad at me when I say that. And
I heard it was a prequel.
Yeah,
Is that
it's
right?
technically a prequel, but it's its own movie.
Right.
You don't have to have seen. It helps because it's really cool. There's all these neat throw callbacks from the first one because they're literally in that cabin that they find in the first one.
Right.
Right. But if you've never seen it, it's still just a fucking entertaining movie about space aliens that kill people. It's amazing. I don't know why people get so mad about it.
If they make a bad one, I understand like not liking it, like you don't like a bad movie,
right?
Or you don't like a movie you don't like,
right?
Even
but it's not bad.
I haven't seen this movie. It looks, I'll be honest, dumb. The way they've designed it, and but when I watch it eventually, I'm not going to go into it with any kind of preconceived ideas. That I'm just looking at the trailer, and I'm like, he looks kind of dumb, but it does have Mark Hamill in it, so it can't be that bad. I mean, shit, he's hilarious.
Aubrey Plaza's in it.
Yeah, it can't be a bad a totally bad film, but I see people going crazy, like, oh, they fucked up the movie. I saw one girl that said something like, it was in a horror group, and she said, they really messed up with this movie. I remember the Chucky and the Child's Play movies being so campy and sexy, and I'm like, sexy?
No.
I'm like, most of these movies are him and a little boy or something.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
Maybe
the first
thinking,
three.
Maybe she's probably thinking of like.
She was thinking of Bride of Chucky.
Yeah.
She said Jennifer Tilly. She's like, Jennifer Tilly is just straight sex, and I was like,
and you're like, those were
I was
like the 7th and 8th.
Yeah,
movies.
what number was that?
Yeah, the first one's about a guy who possesses Chucky by using black magic
Yeah.
Satanism. You
The
know,
second
what are you
one's
talking
The second
about?
one's
Yeah.
not a far cry. I know the guy that did that movie cover, by the way.
Oh, did
The
he?
Scissors.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
the guy that did that.
That's actually iconic. I actually,
Yeah.
When you think back on your childhood, walking into a video
And
store,
he worked on
that
Terminator and stuff too. I'm gonna try to go over his house and like pick his brain because he's got all this stuff, and I just want to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the third one was the military.
The military,
and then the amusement park also.
Yeah.
But
There was none of them went like far off.
No matter what you think you like about the Child's Play movies, I'm pretty sure the thing I like about it is Brad Dourif.
Yeah, Brad
He's
Dourif's
the main reason I liked him. So I assume the main reason I would like this new Chucky movie is the voice actor who plays Chucky, which is Mark Hamill, who did the fucking best Joker that has ever existed, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Not that I know much of that world.
He's like kind of universally
Loved.
the best.
Yeah.
But I wanted to let people know they can calm down, that there's been bad remakes that have been made, and it didn't affect anything.
Right.
They made a terrible Ghostbusters movie, evidently. And
Oh, God.
Like,
you know,
how many Halloween movies do you really need to watch? Does it ruin the first one? Say, like you said, Ghostbusters.
my favorite's Part 3. So it's the only one I own. And it's the only one I really give a shit about. So I'm completely different on that.
And then the iconic guy from that one's not even in it.
Yeah.
So. But it is a good movie.
But what have you guys been watching lately? Or watching, or listening to, or playing video game wise?
Do you want to start off, Scott?
Children. Oh, what?
You were watching Children?
No, it's just a random thought. No.
Yeah.
Movie wise, nothing really. I'm waiting for stuff to come out that
Are you gonna
was
watch,
in like theaters that.
The Banana Splits movie, have you seen that? Do you remember the Banana
I
Splits?
remember, but it was like a kind of iconic thing in my.
Did you see the trailer for the new one?
No.
It's a horror where those banana splits.
Somebody gave me the lowdown on it, but I haven't checked it out yet. It's not something I'm really.
But what are you waiting for to come out?
interested. I'm waiting for stuff to come out on platforms where it's not going to cost me money, or where Netflix or something like that, because nothing stands out. Mission Impossible 6 was the last movie I actually went to a theater and watched, because I needed to see it right when it came out.
Well, like you do.
As of course you do.
Yeah, nothing, man.
What about TV wise? Are you catching up on any old shows or anything?
No, not really. No. I watch a little bit of YouTube every now and then. But mostly I do a lot of stuff, so I don't really have time for watching anything right now. I listen to a lot since I'm driving.
Well, what do you listen
I listen to a lot of new metal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's either old classic rock or new metal. There's really not a lot on Sirius anymore.
Yeah.
But, new Slipknot's pretty good.
Is it?
I mean, it's, Unsated is,
A lot of uproar about his new mask I saw. Did you see that?
Who gives a fuck? Another thing that why do you,
I
did
was
that
like,
ruin your
it was-
childhood? Have you seen the original like '96 masks they wore?
Yeah, I like
nothing
those.
fucking like anything. They weren't like the ones in '99, and then they weren't like the ones in 2000 and 2000. Why did they? Why is it a
This
thing?
one, I think this one, the thing that caught people off guard was Tom Savini made it.
Yeah.
And it looks like it does look like this. Somebody had parodied it on the internet and took a milk jug and put it over his face, and it does look a lot like just a
It's
milk
probably whatever's more comfortable for him.
Yeah.
That's what I would be okay with.
But he told Tom Savini that he wanted it to look like something somebody made in their basement as like a crazy person. So I guess it works out.
And then he blew out his testicle.
He blew out his testicle?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, they were getting ready for a European tour or something like that. He had like knee surgery, and then he went on Jimmy Kimmel, looked just fine, and apparently they were, getting ready for the tour, and he blew out his testicles.
Like yelling?
Yeah.
Was he yelling?
Yeah. But they were on Jimmy Kimmel Live a couple weeks ago, and it sounds pretty good.
I've been meaning to
I'm
listen
I'm
to. I
liking
always
it.
check in with them.
I'm liking
Just-
it.
I don't.
Unsainted is I think, they had the We Are Not Your Kind, I think is the album, but they had like the signature song. They played that for a while, but then Unsainted has been like blowing up in the locals.
That was something that. Have you seen them live?
No.
The first time I saw them live was at the Alrosa in Columbus. They had an outside show, and it was like Cold Chamber, Slipknot, Machine Head, and a couple other bands that I didn't give a shit about, but they were crazy. It was like, it was the craziest fucking live show I ever saw. And then the next time I saw them, they like fucking went big time Kiss with it, and I didn't like it as much. It was like they had shit blowing up. Because before
they still do that, but I mean, I think the spirit is still there.
Yeah.
Of course, they got the big production, but I didn't know for the longest time that Max Weinberg's son was the drummer.
Oh yeah. Well, they kicked out the dude,
Joey George.
Joey.
Yeah.
Kind of a shitty way.
Yeah, I didn't know that fucking old whiny son, like Jay Weinberg. Why is this stuff? Is he like Max Weinberg? Looked it up.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's his dad. How do I not know this? He's awesome though.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot. What about you, Ray? What have you been watching?
Well, I'll get to what I've been watching, but let me start off with, last weekend we were at Gromy's.
Right.
Right at the end of the night, I'm by the checkout. Gromy's got some books on CD.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, look at this. And they're great deals. So I picked a few up. The one I bought, called The Wind Through the Keyhole, Stephen King. It's set in the Dark Tower series, in between The Wizard in the Glass and The Wolves of Kala. 10 discs, about an hour a piece. I'm on disc 8 starting today.
Wow.
I've been listening to that on my drive to and from work, because I'm an hour each way.
Right.
And let me tell you, Stephen King is probably the most insane writer I've ever heard. Let me tell you guys why, okay? This story isn't just a story. It's 3 stories in one story.
Oh, yeah.
So the main group, the quartet, if you will, the Dark Tower traveling group, they get caught in this storm and they get into this bungalow. So that's their story. They're stopped in the middle. While this storm's happening, the gunslinger, the main character, goes, I'm going to tell you a story to keep you entertained while we're riding this storm out, about when I was a young lad. In the story that he's telling about being a young lad, he has to comfort this boy, so he tells him a story, which is being told. So by disc 4, I'm in the middle of story 3, and I'm like, what is going on? But it's amazing.
It's like Inception.
Yeah, it's like Inception. So
did they put sound effects on it and stuff?
Yeah, they put sound effects.
Music
It's Stephen King reading it, and he's doing all these fucking voices, and they're great.
Okay, so that would be
He's crazy.
that would
I've
be
heard
awesome.
him do that. Yeah.
But if you tell people about this, are you going to say, like, oh yeah, if somebody asks you, like, oh yeah, I read that book.
No, I would say
you would say you listen
because
to
I
it.
read too. I read a lot,
Okay.
but this I can't read while I'm driving.
I'm just saying, I think it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Could you say?
You could
you
say
wouldn't you be
that.
a liar?
I don't like to say it because it's different to me.
Just say Stephen King read it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You might read it differently if you were reading.
I would just say I had an audio CD version of it.
Wonderful, dude.
It'll be like, it's an
Wonderful,
experience.
dude. Nursery rhymes too.
Oh, it's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
But the greatest part about it is you're right. It's like Inception. So now that I'm getting towards the end, that third story has ended. We're back to the story of him as a young gunslinger now, right? A young man. And then so when that's going to finish up, we'll be back with the main story.
Right.
That's like bloop, 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 bloop. He's insane. I don't even know how you would come up with that idea.
And you got another Stephen King, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I got the second one that I bought is called Gwendy's Button Box, which is about this weirdo who, like, basically I think he's kind of like the dude from Needful Things.
Okay.
He's got this weird box that entices people. So, but I'm pretty excited about that too. But yeah, it's phenomenal. Like I hadn't listened to a book on tape or whatever. That's what we used to call them, since I was in high school. So it's been over 20 years.
CDs is the way to do it in your car.
Well, yeah, that's
too,
why I have a CD. Yeah,
because I have a couple audiobooks that are just one long MP3.
Yeah,
and if I put it on my MP3 player and I'm listening to it, and then I like plug it in or whatever, it'll go all the way back to the beginning.
Right.
And it's like, why the hell did you do that? I can't hold this fast forward button down.
Yeah, so that's why when I get to work, I'll wait a minute and go power off, so it's right where I left it. So that's what I'm listening to. Listening to The Wind Through the Keyhole by Stephen King. I highly recommend it if you're even a little bit of a fan of the Dark Tower series. It's a really cool side story.
Wind in the Keyhole.
And then I just watched a really good movie on HBO the other night. I was glad you brought this up. It's Robert Redford's last movie that he's making. He's retired now. But it's called The Old Man and the Gun. And it's a true story about this bank robber in the 80s who was 77 years old. And him and 3 other old dudes robbed banks by just shuffling in.
Right, you wouldn't expect that.
You don't expect them, right? One of the guys that's his bank robber is Tom Waits.
Oh, really?
And he has one of the funniest fucking monologues I've ever seen.
I've ever seen him in a movie.
Oh, God, he's great. What is it, Something in Cigarettes? Coffee and Cigarettes?
I've always wanted to watch that. But
Didn't they just make one movie with Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman? It was about like old dudes robbing stuff.
It could have been a while back. This is more
so it's like this is based on
a true story, but it's shot and filmed like with all the old letterings, like very much like a Quentin Tarantino throwback, like a 60s film. But so the cool thing about it is at first you think it's going to be like a straight up action flick with old guys, but it's not. It's like a 60s drama about this dude and why he can't stop robbing banks. Wow. He just does it for the high of it. It's fantastic, man. Yeah. So that's what I was watching.
Just watched a movie with him and Brad Pitt. From the 90s. He's the Irishman, Brad Pitt, bomber. Like he's the IRA member. It's their CIA.
The CIA, yeah. I saw that.
Spy Game. I think is what it is. Yeah.
I also like Sneakers. You should check that out.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah. But anyways.
I love watching 90s movies.
Me too, man. Con Air too, I watched before.
Well, pick out ones that like you passed over back in the day.
Yeah.
Just go back and watch them. Just for shit, if you got extra time.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
How do you always say, how have I never seen this?
Right.
You also watched Commando Ninja. Have you heard of that?
Commando Ninja. You should check it out. It's free on YouTube.
He watched Commando Ninja for Schlockfest. And I'm going to have to go watch it now because I downloaded the video to use on the podcast. It's only like an hour long.
Yeah.
But it's like the craziest 80s kind of action movie.
It's like the Predator, Rambo, Terminator all wrapped into one.
God, they do have a new Rambo coming out too.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've been watching... there's a show I just saw it on Hulu. I hope it's going to be a continuing thing. It's called Holy Moly. Have you seen it on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, Steph Curry.
I liked it. I hope they do that again.
I can't stand I hate him so much,
I hate
being
him.
a Cavs fan. But like, you gotta love him too. You gotta he's like so
I could have done without him completely.
He's
I'm
so likable.
If I didn't look at the credits and see he's a producer, I was like, this is really
Rob
disconnected.
Riggle's the best part of that.
Yeah, Rob Riggle's great. Yeah.
And I like the course. I like the idea of it that they've got.
Yeah,
they've gone.
I want to do it.
I laughed so hard when that girl got hit by the windmill.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah,
we were having both times.
And she broke a piece of the thing off of it too. But there's another show on Netflix that they just put out. I think it's called Sleep or something, and it's a game show where the first segment of it is these people have to stay up 24 hours.
Oh yeah,
counting change, and then they eliminate the person who counted the least money. They put $1 million in quarters and shit in this room, and they 24 hours have to count this money. And they put it in this bin, and whoever is the wrongest, is way off, they're eliminated, and the person that counts the least. And then they make these people go through these challenges after they've been awake for 24 hours, just counting money. That involves thinking, and they made them drink a whole slushy, as much as they could.
Not horrible. It would be entertaining, but
it is. These new game shows, man. Yeah. There's another one I can't remember. It's hosted by Rob Lowe. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's where
They like zip them around.
Something brain, right? Something like that.
It's like a brain ninja or something like that. A samurai or like mental samurai.
Mental samurai, yeah.
Brain
They're
ninja.
bringing the. Was it win, lose, or draw? The one of the whammies. The one of the
that's,
whammies.
That's
It's back Elizabeth Banks.
What is that? That's.
I know it's not called the whammy show.
No, Press Your Luck.
Press Your Luck, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but,
back.
The one with Rob Lowe, Mental Samurai or whatever. These people are put into this harness and then shot around.
Yeah.
And they have to do like quick thinking, and they have barely enough time. Like I saw one guy do it, and he had just barely enough time to answer the question before the timer went up.
Yeah.
But it's these new game shows are really doing it up, man.
They're
I like
crazy,
it.
man.
And I've been rewatching That 70s Show from the beginning.
My dad did that not too long ago. I got some great episodes.
I don't think I watched anything after like the first season or something.
Really?
Like that.
Oh my God,
I missed
great.
a lot of episodes. Well, and I'm listening to Topher Grace has a podcast now.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
I haven't heard it, but I saw a clip of it the other day.
It's called Minor Adventures with Topher Grace.
Yeah.
And he talks to like the last episode they released was him just talking to Wilmer about back when they were on That 70s Show. And
Yeah.
you know, it's just it got me back
Talks
into
to
it.
other actors about
Yeah.
being like in a niche.
Yeah,
kind
he
of thing.
he does different things with each person.
Yeah.
like and he doesn't tell them what they are. One person they did beatboxing for the first time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he has different things. He does,
I think Chelsea Peretti they did like a lie detector test.
Yeah.
They did a voiceover. They've done a bunch of different stuff, but it's a pretty good podcast. I recommend that. And yeah, other than that, music I've been listening to. I got that Soul Coughing CD at Gromy's last weekend, and that's about it. I've been trying to. Here's some things I've been trying to avoid watching. Mr. Iglesias on Netflix. They've given Gabriel Iglesias a sitcom.
Yeah,
and
it looks horrible.
I was telling Randy that I'm really trying to figure out a way for it to not be the first big ass thing that's on my Netflix when I open it up. I've also been trying to avoid watching Handmaid's Tale.
I like it though, man. It's so
Too
depressing,
sad.
but it's really good.
I'm already really depressed anyways. I don't need to watch this. And also, it's the whisperiest fucking dark show. Like, it's so dark. Turn a light on, bitch. What the fuck? Why is everything so
Well,
dark?
it's supposed to be that they're living in a regulated world where that kind of stuff is not.
I can buy
it's
it.
like the 1800s.
I'd still buy it if they turned a light on. Right? I mean, I have an imagination. You know, there's so many times where because Martha watches it.
So mean. Oh, I'd buy that.
I would
You
buy
dumbass.
if they turn a light on. I'm not going to go.
No.
Too much light. It needs to be darker. And could they whisper more? Like, cause
Yeah, they're whispering. They don't want to get fucking beat.
what? But every show's like that now. Every show is the contrast between and then dun 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 dun, dun blow.
Yeah,
your
you gotta
speakers.
have the perfect sound system with the the sound bar and the subwoofers. You gotta have everything set up just right so that you can actually hear it without having to turn it way up.
Yeah.
And then the next time an action sequence happens, you're like.
I did notice when I had my sound bar on when I was watching The Old Man and the Gun, and all of the special effects were way louder. And it hadn't done that on any other movie or thing I watched on it.
They probably mixed it old school.
Yeah.
You know what's going to start being funny is everything's Bluetooth. Everything connects to everything else. Everything connects to the internet. Shit's going to start happening that's real fucking weird. I had something happen at the house earlier today. My kid was playing a Kindle, right? And he's playing this game, and I have Wi-Fi speakers, or like Bluetooth speakers for my record player and whatever. But the game, all of a sudden, fucking sounds from this game are coming out of my sound system, like, and I'm like, and I'm yelling at the Alexa. I'm like, Alexa. Because I thought one of the kids turned the Alexa on. Because sometimes they will be like, Alexa, play war sounds. And then they're like playing like they're having a war. Or
That is so awesome. Why do we have that?
Yeah. They play epic music too. That's what they'll ask for. Play epic music. And then they'll play like the Halo theme. And they'll be like hunting shit. But I thought it was that. So I'm yelling, Alexa, shut up, stop, Alexa. And then my oldest son Quentin goes, Dad, it's the game he's playing, because he was like, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, everything's just gonna start connecting to everything else. We're all gonna
like, why would it connect? Do you think he hit a button that connected?
He must have hit the Bluetooth thing on, and like, I think that my speakers will pick up any Bluetooth signal that's popping off.
I like that you're yelling at a robot too.
Yeah. You don't have to have a password for Bluetooth, do you? Like, say there's a Bluetooth speaker up here.
Normally,
we all have smartphones. Like, we would
you would just sync up to it. Yeah,
that's
going to cause problems.
It is.
Everything's going to be damn Bluetooth. Anyways, let's wrap this episode up. Do you have any final words, guys?
Exacerbate.
That's a good one.
I feel like I've said that.
I'll go with dodecahedron.
Karate.
There's karate. Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a good day.
How many sides is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember it from
a dodeca lot.
I remember it
That's
from
at least 12. I know that.
The Phantom Toll Booth. Have you seen that cartoon?
Yeah, not in years, but I remember.
There's a part where they go to that cave and there's that dodecahedron, and he has this little rhyme. I'm the dodecahedron. I have many sides.